Brothers and sisters, there's 6 lies that the enemy will tell you while you're in sin. 6 lies that will make it seem like what you're doing while you're serving him is okay with God. But I tell you what, as long as you're living in sin, willful sin, you will be reaping death to your life and not life to your life. You see, brothers and sisters, just because things are in reach, just because things are legal, just because no one's looking, it doesn't mean that it's of God. You see, brothers and sisters, you may feel that you're grown. You may feel that, nobody can't tell you nothing. You're big and bad to do whatever you want to do. The lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, the pride of life. But eventually, brothers and sisters, death will come. Brothers and sisters, just because everybody is doing it, quote unquote, doesn't mean it's true. That is a lie. Everybody's not doing it. Everybody's not in the club. Everybody's not in the casino. Everybody's not fornicating. Everybody's not masturbating. But I tell you what, the enemy will make it so appetizing that even you will live the lie and believe it without a shadow of a doubt. Oh, weed, smoke some weed. Why? It's from the earth. God created it. Well, that doesn't mean that you have to take it. That doesn't mean that you have to succumb to what the enemy is dishing out to you. Brothers and sisters, I need you to wake up. Just because you think it's the right thing to do, just because your flesh says that you can do what you want to do, it doesn't mean that it's the right thing that God wants you to do. Brothers and sisters, there's a lot of people who are just right in front of the TV all day long, watching and hearing the latest gossip, and just can't wait to sip some tea about whatever Satan's camp is doing. But I tell you, brothers and sisters, God is not pleased with that. You go on a nice business trip and you think everything is fine. You think you're doing great things for your family. And the devil will pervert the situation. He will set the trap so that instead of you going home, you make a little detour, you make a little beeline and get a few drinks and thinking the man, you pay the bills, you are the man in your house, the big king. And then the next thing you know, you're hooking up with a stranger with a weird name. Brothers and sisters, it goes on and on and on. All across the world, people are trying to fulfill their fantasies. People are trying to do what they want to do, act like no one's listening, act like they're grown enough. I'm talking about people who spend tons of time spending money and in debt. Oh yeah, keeping up with the Joneses. No, they can't afford this. No, they're already struggling in debt. But just because they want to impress the neighbors, just because it's the in thing to do, they want to just drown in debt. Brothers and sisters, just because you're getting paid a certain amount doesn't mean that you have to spend everything and then wind up killing somebody just to get some more money and more money. People live in cycles, brothers and sisters. Don't you know that God wants to govern your life? He doesn't want you doing things that will lead to destruction. Brothers and sisters, God cares about you. And as long as you feel that getting rich quick or feeding the flesh or, living a hellacious life or doing things when no one's looking, God is looking. Don't take the bait. Don't live the lie. Don't believe the traps that Satan tells you. Brothers and sisters, it's time out for hypnosis. It's time to wake up. Just because you got that tattoo that has scriptures on it doesn't mean that it's of God. Doesn't mean that God wanted you to do it. Doesn't mean that God wanted you to make any markings or carvings on your flesh. Oh yeah, and here's another lie. Oh, it's love. Love is love. I could just love anybody I want to love, and love is good, and love is from God. Yeah, but not perverted love. Not love that's sadistic. Brothers and sisters, I need you to pay attention to what's going on in life. I just heard not too long ago, my daughter told me, And it just goes with the dream that I was telling you about, the rainbow dream. Check that video out about how we're coming in a time where if you are not with the homosexual agenda, if you're not down with it, there's going to come a time, brothers and sisters, where you're going to be banned, banished, persecuted, and things of that nature. Are you willing to stand up for truth, brothers and sisters, or are you too caught up in having a good old time? Loving what the flesh loves. Brothers and sisters, just because these 6 things, which is no one's looking, you're grown, everybody's doing it, you may deserve it, you'll feel better if you do it, love is love, those type of things that the devil's telling you in your head. Don't believe the lie.